2009, 2 girls, 1 trip. The conclusion.
Let's go on an adventure. Okay, if you are going to London, please avoid the Northern Line because, Lord have mercy, it took us 2.5 hours to get from one side of London to the other side of London. It was a lot. And
not our most fun London turn story, though.
We have more.
Anyway.
But, like, you stop at King's Cross and you stop at Charing Cross and you stop at Wimbledon. You stop, like, all of these. And when we were walking around, when we were later in Zone 1, like, these stops are maybe a block and a half from each other. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
And so we were like, why are we stopping at all of these? Avoid the Northern Line.
Were pretty cool, though, I'm not gonna lie.
But it just takes a really long time. The other lines are faster. For some reason, it's just the Northern Line that takes 5 million years.
Don't know. Anyway, so we get home and they've had people for dinner, which we knew of ahead of time.
They had them over for dinner.
Whatever. Anyway, they were there. Well, so we come home and we talk with them a little bit, and you know, you may, oh hey, how are you? Are you enjoying your trip? You know,
but like the
they're friendly, they
atmosphere
wanna
in the
get to
house
know
was
us.
pretty.
Yeah, the atmosphere in the house was cool. The next morning we woke up and we actually beat feet out of the house pretty
I don't
quick.
think we even ate there that
We
morning.
didn't.
We were just like, peace
We
out,
went
y'all.
and we got buns.
We got not monitoring
Pastries.
my hand signals. I should maybe. In England, don't do that.
Yeah, this is pretty
It's
safe.
different.
This is good.
Anyway.
I
I didn't do that to them, by the way.
No. we were light with our gestures and words.
We just left in a hurry.
We just left in a hurry in the morning because we wanted to get to the British Museum because it's huge and
And
we
also
wanted
we
to
wanted
see
to
as
leave.
much of everything. So, and we wanted to leave. But so we we meet up with our German friends,
Which was kind of a miracle in and of itself because her phone was not working
and ours wasn't working, and it was just random.
And we were
ran
in
into each other.
Waterloo Station, we were in Waterloo Station, which is a huge train station.
But it's beautiful. I really
It's
like
beautiful, but we were like, oh my gosh, there's like thousands of people
I don't
here.
even know how we
How are
randomly found each other.
We somehow ran into each other.
We
were
did
like,
find each
wow,
other.
that's and it didn't even take us that long, so that was really cool.
So we started walking, we started looking at some stuff, and then she stopped in an internet cafe for an hour.
We amused ourselves, and that was right around like Piccadilly.
And then so she goes in there for an hour, and she comes out, and she's like, "Hey guys, sorry, I'm not coming." And we're like, "Oh, okay, that would have been nice to know like an hour
I
ago."
thought she did come, and
No, she didn't remember because she left us after that, and we were like, "Oh, well, let's just get to the British Museum."
I thought we split off at the museum. Anyways, we split off at some point.
Anyway, we
didn't
split
continue
off.
with her. She had something come up.
Yeah.
We got like the world's best fish and chips at Victoria Station, which was really good. And then we went to the British Museum, which was like it was everything. Everything I wished for and more. It was
and so horrible at the same time because you're looking at all these artifacts and pieces of history from all of these other cultures around the world, and you're thinking that should actually
here?
be in that other country.
the worst one
Not here.
that we went to, and from my favorite books episode, you remember that my major is African art history, and so that's my specialty. And one of the worst ones is this exhibition dedicated to Benin artwork, which is fabulous. I love Benin artwork. Here's the story behind the Benin artwork. The Benin had an alliance with the Portuguese, and the Portuguese started abusing that alliance, basically. So the English came in and were like, "Don't worry, we'll save the day, and we'll
Take care of the
protect you
Portuguese
from the
for ya."
Portuguese, no problem." So the Benin were like, "Yeah, do it. Let's solve this problem." So the king at the time wanted a meeting with the Benin king, and so he sent some emissaries. But this was during a ritual time. And here's the thing about the ritual time in the Benin. No one except the royal family is allowed to see the king. Because in their culture, they believe that the king is, descended from God, so he's, divinity, whatever. You're not allowed to see the king, is the basic point of the story. And they were like, "Oh no, we're good friends with the king. We can definitely come in." And the guards at the gate were like, "No, you really can't." And so they were like, "Okay, bye." And killed the guards at the gate and forced their way into the city.
The guards killed one of their people, remember, first, because they weren't allowed in, and then the English
they were forcing their way into the city.
way overboard.
So the guards at the gate died. The guys force their way into the city. They get killed because they're not allowed to see the king. So the monarchy back in England flipped out and sent a punitive expedition, which was supposed to like discipline the Benin or something.
Basically, English punitive expeditions back in the day were just to wipe you out.
Yeah. The frame even says massacre because what they did is they went in and they killed everyone in Benin City.
And they exiled the royal family.
They exiled the royal family, everyone else they killed. Then they took all the artwork. And this artwork is not just like, it's not just decoration. This artwork it establishes the king's right to rule, basically.
It's their history, it's their lineage, it's
everything that they've accomplished. They take all this stuff, pile it up, take pictures with it, and send it off to Britain, and now it's set up in the British Museum.
And some of it's burned and lost. And basically they just destroyed an entire culture.
They destroyed an entire culture. Nobody now even lives who knows how to read the plaques that are supposed to be the king's lineage. And nobody knows how to read it.
Of the Benin people.
So there were those types of things where you're like, wow, this is
like
amazing that we're getting to see it, and
ooh, how we appropriated it. But then there's some things, somewhat controversial marbles
that I believe should stay in the British
that
Museum.
should stay because
they were
they're
acquired
the
very differently.
Elgin marbles. And I'm sure you just Google it, or you probably already know. They're
You may or may not
Grecian.
have an opinion on it. I do.
And I'll be real, Greece, I love you. You're beautiful, but you cannot take care of your ancient stuff worth a darn. I'm sorry.
Also, you don't have any money.
So,
but that's not what.
Lord Elgin bought these marbles.
He bought them. He had special permission. He didn't steal them. He get them. He was preserving them. Okay, much different story than the Benin thing. Okay, so the Elgin marbles should stay at the British Museum. The Benin stuff, that really shouldn't stay at the British Museum.
Egyptian stuff, you know.
However, the British Museum Act of 1956 prohibits the expulsion of any artwork from the British Museum. So there you go. It's probably not going back.
And we're not hating on the British Museum. Don't get me wrong.
No,
It
we
is
love the British Museum.
Lovely
It's a great place to
I would
go.
go back again. I recommend it to anyone.
In fact, I could spend years in that museum and
They
not see
have
everything.
a library that would make Belle cry. I mean, it is gorgeous.
Wonderful. It's a great place to be.
We had a great
had
4th of
an
July.
amazing
We went and saw the
time.
little Queen's celebration bridge thing.
The Jubilee Bridge.
Jubilee Bridge. We had fun on that. We got our fish and chips. We saw these different palaces. We saw different gardens.
We saw the London Eye. We did not go on the London Eye because it is 90 pounds a person. That's a lot.
So we just kind of admired from afar. But we still had fun. We walked around. We went to Baker Street and nerded out and did all that
remember
fun stuff.
my favorite book is Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. One small thing of note is that we went to a field day with a bunch of the other homeschooled kids, and it started to rain, and everybody ran for cover. And my sister and I had been looking forward to this overcast, cloudy, rainy thing going on, and everybody ran for cover, and they're yelling at us to come into the cover because why would we want to get wet?
And there were two things going on here. We were really looking forward to the rain, and we were also really done with being ordered around. And so we grabbed our chairs, plopped them in the middle of the field, turned around and sat down, and we were like,
We're like, no, this feels good. We're good. We're just gonna stay out here in the rain. And we literally just sat there.
We sat there and froze because it was cold.
It was cold, right?
But we were like, I'm sitting right here.
But we were rebelling once again.
Not our greatest moment, people. I'm gonna be real.
But
fast forward, so we end up. They can't take us to the airport in the morning, and we were like, dude, it's cool. You don't want to take us to the airport. We don't get there. It's not a biggie.
We would go.
But anyways, we get to the airport and we end up sleeping in Stansted Airport, which Dublin Airport didn't have a lot of comfortableness.
The only problem was they closed off to the main gates.
So there were no chairs.
So yeah, you couldn't find like a chair or cushions or anything. And, like everybody literally was sleeping on the floor.
And
their luggage.
there were like 300 people sleeping in this airport, which was kind of nice. I mean, the feeling of camaraderie amongst us was really great.
Oh, hey, we're all screwed. We have to stay overnight in the airport.
It was kind of nice. But we ended up sleeping there. But it was marble floor, and I was freezing. I could not sleep to save my life because I was just so cold.
So anyway, we wake up in the morning, we get on our plane, and over the speaker comes a beautiful American voice.
And this dude drove an airplane like it was a race car.
Like it was a Ferrari. Like he's like, and we're cleared to take off. And you know they usually turn that corner real slow, and they ran up. He was like, and we just took off. Like it was great. And we were just like, woo!
I don't think a lot of other people did, but we had a great time. We thought that
so
was
we're
fabulous.
moving on to Ireland, which was
Ended up-
amazing. It ended up being probably
Just-
one of the best parts of
It
our
was
trip.
just the perfect fun. The cherry on our Sunday.
What happened is the family we'd stayed with in London was kind of how my mom got connected to the family in Ireland for us to stay with. So going in, we were very tentative considering our experience this last time.
We were not
We
super
weren't
hopeful.
expecting a lot, and we were just kind of, mentally prepared and geared for each other and be like, okay, we'll just
We're like, we're gonna have a good
chill,
time
we're gonna
anyway.
have a
It's
good
gonna be
time.
all right.
And we show up, and we're staying with an American military family who used to live in Colorado Springs.
And we're like, this is amazing. And so the first thing that she does when she picks us up is takes us to Schlotsky's and gets us some warm sandwiches, which is amazing because I was so cold. She gets us warm sandwiches, she takes us to Stephen's Green, and then she takes us to the National Gallery.
Because she thought we would like it because she knew we liked art.
And we were, I
How
was just
sweet
like,
is that?
I was standing there and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I was just
She
having the
was
best
so
time.
kind
So
to us.
real and so sweet and so kind. So
And
we go
her
to the
kids were
National
sweet to
Gallery
us,
and like they had a Hans Christian Andersen exhibit, and so I'm standing there looking at hand drawn Hans Christian Andersen illustrations like this.
Yeah, we were
I
falling
was
asleep
so
a little
tired,
bit.
and so we were falling asleep. And so I'm like, as much fun as I'm having, like I just gotta go because I'm
yeah,
so tired.
so we're getting ready to go back home, and I think we both fell asleep in the car.
I did. I
right?
was supposed to be keeping the little one awake so that he wouldn't
Take
stay
a
up
nap.
all night, and I just like totally
And she
conked
passed out, and I stayed up a little bit longer, and then I passed out.
Because her
and-
her 3 sons came with her.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But she was sweet about it.
she was really
like,
sweet about
she
it.
was
But I
cool.
was like, I'm so
So-
sorry, I can't stay awake.
So we get to their house, which was beautiful, just tucked away
Just a
back in the
great-
gorgeous Irish countryside.
In Enniscorthy in Ireland.
Oh man, I've rarely
Gorgeous.
seen a more beautiful place.
I
in
have
my
never
life.
seen anything so green. Like you
No.
want to talk about the Emerald Isle? It is literally emerald everywhere you look. It's so gorgeous.
so much love for
So we get there, and her husband has made us dinner already, and he serves us what he terms comfort chicken. And it's chicken with some Creole seasoning, cream of mushroom, and rice, and it was the best thing I have ever eaten in my life.
And it was so good because it was so
And it was so comforting.
with the exception of fish and chips, everything we had in London wasn't good.
Well, I mean, it wasn't bad. It just didn't.
It was
have much
edible,
flavor.
but it wasn't good.
And so,
Let's-
but he serves us comfort chicken. It was like the best thing I've ever eaten.
So we're
and I was-
sitting there
I
like,
almost
so how's
started
your
to cry.
trip
It was-
been so far? And we did almost break down in tears, and
yeah.
we're like, it was good until it was horrible. And so we're
We kinda
telling them
loaded.
about, we told them about everything, and then we get to the part about England, and they about lost it that their friends had treated us that way.
Because they actually knew those people.
Because they knew those people, and they were like, oh my god, that's terrible.
So they were bummed out. But then their
They
hospitality.
took it upon themselves to make sure that our
we
trip
had a
ended
great
on a
time
bang.
in Ireland, and so they ended up taking us to Waterford, where they're famous for their crystal. We went on a tour of the Dunbrody, which was a potato famine ship that took people to America. We
They took us to several little gardens.
and we went to museums, and we went
stuff.
to this one garden that was, oh my gosh, it was so gorgeous. And it, like the entire time, it was rainy and overcast, and it was just
But there was
perfect
sunshine
weather.
parts, and they were so sweet and kind and gracious. And every time we were getting ready to pay for something, they came up and they were like, "No, you're staying with us. You're our guests. Let us make you feel at home."
And so when we were getting ready to leave, like we had the most wonderful time with them, and it
It
was
really
just,
was great.
It was so refreshing, and we were getting ready to leave, and we had just planned to spend the night in the airport. It's not like we hadn't spent the night in Dublin
Yeah.
Airport before. We were familiar, and
we
at
were
this point
planning
in
on
our
getting
trip-
those cushy seats.
That's right. We were gonna stay at Starbucks, and we were not gonna leave.
No, not even if it took 8 hours.
But I mean, at this point, we had just like really made peace with, you know, what's gonna happen is gonna happen, and we're gonna be fine. But they came up and they were like,
They asked us the night before. They're like, "So what are you guys gonna do?" And we're like, "Oh, well, we
No,
were thinking we were gonna leave in the evening, or you can drop us off if you
because
don't mind."
they told us that they would
Yeah.
have to take us a little early because he had to go to work and all this stuff. And we're
Mhm.
like, no problem, not a big deal at all.
And we were actually planning on sleeping at the airport.
And so they were like, you can't sleep at the airport. And we're like, yeah, we can. We totally
We're like,
did.
we did it already, so, you know.
And they were like, no, we're paying for you to have a hotel. And so they paid for us to have a hotel. They took such great care of us. And it was just like
they
the perfect...
got us the room for the night, so we woke up well rested
and was able to get on our flight. We had a great trip back. And
it was great. We landed in Chicago, and you're going through customs, and this time we get the quick line
because we're
Americans. But everywhere we walked into, there was this video playing, and it said, "Welcome home."
Yeah, but it said, "Welcome to the United States. Welcome home." And we were just like, "Thank you."
And like, it was so wonderful to be back. We had such an amazing trip, but we came back and it was just, there is no place
love.
like home.
It was a new love for our homeland, and I think you know, like, you need to travel because you need to have those experiences. You gotta find yourself. You need to experience new cultures and see what life is like.
See what's out there.
You gotta know what you got, you know, and you gotta appreciate it. And so we just had this amazing
And here
adventure.
in the States, like, we do have such a charmed life. Like, we really do, and we take so much
stuff
for granted.
And so, like, you know what? Get out there and
But-
appreciate it. And also get out there because you need to see that
Appreciate it
there's a
before you
lot of
go.
world and there's a lot of life to live. This is definitely not our last adventure. We are going to go on many, many more, and we invite you to come with us. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Tell us about your adventures. We'd love to hear about them. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Share this with all your friends.
Any questions you guys have, feel free to ask on any of those channels as well. We can do another follow-up video with any of those questions you want answered.
And we'll post links in the description. Let's go on an adventure. I wanted to put this addendum on this video because kind of going back in the editing, it became kind of apparent to me that my sister and I were a little bit remiss in the telling of this story. And, you know, the telling of this story kind of allowed us to go back through and see some of the things that apparently we're still a little sore about. And it definitely rehashed some of those emotions that we felt at the time. But I just wanted to, you know, throw this out there that no matter what else happened, the family that we stayed with in England was incredibly gracious in allowing us to spend time in their home. Like, they didn't have to, and we didn't have a place to stay, and they opened their home to us and they fed us. And for that, I am incredibly and eternally grateful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. If you ever watch this video, I hope that you know that we are thankful for you and our time there. And you know, maybe it wasn't the greatest time, but you know what? These things happen. And so I wanted to add that because we need to be thankful. And here's the thing, guys. You're gonna run into imperfect situations in your travels. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be things that don't go amazing. And there's going to be times where you are kind of grumpy about the people that you're with or whatever. But the thing that I want to say is, in any of those situations, in all of those situations, there is something to be thankful for. And so I'm just going to challenge you guys and challenge myself. You know, we didn't think of that. And so when we were telling this story, and so, but find that thing that you can be thankful for and really celebrate it, you know, because an adventure's an adventure, and adventures sometimes are misadventures, and they happen. And you can learn and enjoy all of them. Okay, so keep going on adventures, but every time you go on an adventure, be thankful, and be thankful for the people that help you along the way. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and thank you for coming on this adventure with us.